Hello. Good afternoon. Ooh, I hope everybody's having a happy Tuesday. I was itchy. I don't know. It's Tuesday. Maybe it's Taco Tuesday for you. It's not Taco Tuesday for me, which is sad, but that's okay. It is a lovely Tuesday. If you're doing Sugar Warrior 10, the live round, then today is day one. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. All right, let's get down to brass tacks first, and then we'll talk about that 7 in a minute. If you're new here, welcome. Tonight we are talking about what is your why. I guess it's not night. I changed this to this afternoon, and I just keep saying tonight. But today we're talking about what is your why and why is that important, and what is your why when it comes to weight loss and health and your own health journey. So if you're on, you can say what's up, say hi. I would love to have this be an interactive type of a situation that have just me talking a little bit. But like I said, tonight I want to talk about your why. If you're new here, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Renee Paulson. I'm a recovering food and sugar addict, but also a healthy living and nutrition coach. I'm talking like a food and sugar addict where I was like hiding food and eating over 3 cups, or eating / drinking over 3 cups of sugar every single day. I weighed almost 250 pounds, and that was kind of most of my life. I really struggled with weight, and it wasn't until I had a really bad car accident. I don't mean that laughing like in a joking manner, because it was really bad. I broke like my back and my hip and my sacrum, and I had all sorts of shenanigans wrong. And literally it hurt so bad that I needed to figure out how to deal with the pain. And sugar and junk food, highly inflammatory, definitely causing a lot of pain. So I went down my own kind of path of trying to get healthy, but then really struggled because I am a food addict, and there's programs for food addicts, but it's kind of like AA, and they kind of like treat it like that. And I really don't think you can treat it the same, because alcohol, you don't need that to live, but food, you sure as hell need that one to live. So I kind of just set out on my own journey. I'm now down over 100 pounds. I've kept it off, and now I help women do the exact same thing. Detox from sugar, learn moderation so you can still have your cake and your treats and your cookies and all that shenanigans. I teach you how to do that in a controlled manner instead of just like a free-for-all, which is what it was for me before. So today I really want to focus on that why. Why is it that we want to get healthy and lose weight? Now, I don't know if you know, today's Tuesday. Yesterday was the mark where we are 12 weeks from that, where it says the official day of summer, right? So we're very close to summertime, getting in bathing suits here in the US and like all of that shenanigans. So I have a lot of women who are like, do you have any coaching spots left? I need help. I need to lose 20 pounds by the summer. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do, all these things. And when I start and ask someone, what's your reason why? Now, a lot of people are like, Bill, because bathing suit season is coming and I don't want to feel like a beached whale. That's a good reason. I'm not going to say it's not a good reason, because those were my reasons before, but those reasons won't stick. You really need to dig in to find that good reason why. And here's why it's important. If it's something as, I don't want to say being in a bathing suit is fleeting, especially if you're a female and you want to even attempt a 2-piece, which I am going to be completely honest, in my life I have never done, and I am really toying with the idea of doing a 2-piece this summer. My stomach looks like the interstate continental map of the United States from stretch marks, but I don't really care. But especially if you're a woman, you have those uncomfortable feelings. But if your reason why is something as like, I want to feel comfortable in a bathing suit, you got to dig in a little bit deeper. And the reason why your why is so important is because you have to choose that why over and over and over again. And you've got to choose to put yourself first. Now, with women, and especially like moms, we really can have a hard time putting ourselves first. Like all the time, pretty much. Mom's usually like the low man on the totem pole, and we're just used to taking care of everybody else. That, number one, most of the time we don't take care of ourselves, and nobody else does either. So, that whole like put your mask on yourself first before you help others, we really have a hard time with that. And I will tell you that I believe in like being the universal signs, like if you don't start to take care of yourself or ask for help or take that time, then you will be handed a battle that you are forced to take that time to have to take care of yourself. And a lot of times that's where it really can get for a lot of people when we come into our, wanting to lose weight and get healthy, especially when it's a health journey. It's kind of probably because we're like, oh, we haven't taken care of things for so long that now things have piled up. We can do, high blood pressure, our cholesterol can be a little bit higher, especially our stress, our hormones might be out of whack. So really, again, taking that time, I hope you cannot hear the garbage truck that's so loud outside my window. But taking the time to really take care of yourself and choose that reason why. Now, I will also tell you that your reason why should be tied with yourself in some type of emotional capacity. My reason why was that I didn't want to feel like I had to tug on my clothes anymore. I didn't want to feel uncomfortable in my own skin. I didn't want to watch my children struggle with their own food battles because I was already seeing that. I didn't want to set that example to watch my children have that same struggle. And that's where I really stuck my why. And for me, it was part about me, but a lot of it is about somebody else. And again, women and moms, we have an easier time showing up for other people than we do for showing up for ourselves. I don't know, I wish that I could just shake even myself, women in general. I don't want to make a completely blanket statement. If you're like, that's not me, girl, that's perfect, beautiful, good for you. I wish, give me the secret. Because really we have a hard time showing up for ourselves, putting ourselves first. And so when you tie that why into an emotional thing that is super relatable to you, that's where you're going to get that ding. That's where you're going to get that like ding, ding, ding. Like that's going to be that perfect reason why. Mine happened to be that I would have complete and total emotional breakdowns about food, about not getting food. If maybe my husband would say, oh, let's go get a treat. And then he would say, no, let's not, let's be good. I would flip out before. I would lose my mind and I would have to work through those emotions, and I would feel silly for having those emotions. And I would look at myself in the mirror, all, ugly, puffy face, red face, snot pouring out. I'm so angry. I can feel the anger inside. And I'm crying and I'm emotional. I'm this emotional about getting a treat for a food and then not getting it and thinking like, well, it was given to me and then it's taken away. And so looking at myself in the mirror and going, you know what? Number one, this is not a pretty look, girl. And that's okay. I was by myself, so ain't nobody can judge me. But I'm going to tell you that I hardcore felt in my soul like I could just like sob and I would cry and I'm like, ugh. And I did not want to see or even think of my children feeling like that. And I think that moms, number one, we're trying to do the best job that we absolutely can. And most of the time we think that we're messing it all up, and who knows? Most of the time we're doing an amazing job, and these kids just, especially nowadays, I don't know. I have a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old right now, so I'm in the midst of like becoming uncool. I'm still a little cool to the 9-year-old. But I wanted to set that example for them because I didn't want to see them struggle with food issues like that. And my youngest, my son, really already has that tendency, and I started to really recognize that. Now, of course, he's a child, I'm not going to put those issues on him, but that's where I really tied my reason why, so that I could continue to make that choice over and over and over and over again. And honestly, making that choice over and over and over again in front of the people that it matters. Yes, for me, it matters. And yes, at this point, there's times when I make choices and I'm like, oh, I did a really good job of that choice. And I congratulate myself because, again, in today's society, you making those choices over and over again is hard. Most of the time, everybody's trying to pressure you into eating something if you're going out or this and that and the other. So it's really digging into that reason why. And even when you're getting pressured, I actually have a whole story about being pressured, and I'm going to do it actually in a couple in a couple days. But when you have friends, maybe if they are pressuring you and you're like, what, I'm trying to lose weight, and they'll be like, well, great, you look fine. You don't really need to lose that weight. Just have the cookie and the hamburger. It'll be fine. Get right back on tomorrow. And if you're like, well, my reason why is because, pool season's coming, that's the response you're going to get. Trust me, I have gotten it so many times. And you know what? People really become food pushers. And I think that it's a lot of people, they don't want to feel like it's just them eating it. So they want to like rope you into it so that they don't have to feel as bad. But when you give them the reason why, you know what? I'm really struggling with food issues right now and I don't want to pass those on to my kids. Man, I would tell that to somebody and zip. That would be the end of the conversation. They wouldn't say anything else. Number one, you can't say anything to that. And let's say that's not your reason why, or maybe your kids are out of the house or whatever it is. If your reason why is health, like I'll give a great example of, let's say cholesterol, right? Let's say you're trying to lower your cholesterol, not your cholesterol. Let's say you're trying to lower your cholesterol, right? Or even your blood pressure. We're not seeing those things on a regular basis. So it's very easy to forget that that's the reason why, that you're trying to continue to choose healthier options for yourself. So again, it's got to be back, really dig into why. Okay, I don't want high cholesterol. Well, what does that mean? Maybe you had a family member who had high cholesterol and they had a heart attack, or maybe they passed prematurely from a heart attack. I know my husband's grandmother, well, she was 70, but still 70 is young. Even people who are 50 years old are dying of heart attacks. So that's robbing people of years and years and years of time, and not just robbing them of the time that, they could have been on the earth after they passed, but even the time before that. Like, it robs you of life, of being able to do the things that you want to do. So think about it like that. A really good reason why is like, I want to be active. Maybe if you have, I hate to bring it back to kids and grandkids, but they're like so like innocent little cherubs that's a really good reason why to like tie it in before, before they hit like 7. No, but you know what I mean? Like, if you tie it in, like, I don't want to feel like that. I want to live a full life. Maybe you're going towards, retirement, or I want to make it to retirement so that once I'm done raising my kids, I can feel great and I can travel the world. And really, like I said, digging into that really good reason why, so that you can keep choosing that reason why over and over. Now, here's a good way to tell that your reason why is not deep enough, is that when you say that reason why out loud to someone else, that you're saying, hey, I am doing my health and weight loss journey, and let's say my goal in the next 2 months is to lose, 5-10 pounds, and this is my reason why, right? Now, if you say that reason why out loud to somebody, and you feel like you're going to have this feeling, sometimes saying things out loud to people why you're choosing that can be uncomfortable. And I don't want to, dismiss that, because people think I'm a very extroverted person. I'm actually both. I'm introverted and extroverted. I'm only extroverted at certain times, and then I get very awkward. So it can feel uncomfortable and awkward, but if you continue to do that reason why and you second guess, or you have that feeling and you're like, that sounds like a little like not enough, or I feel like weird saying that, or even that question, if you're like, is that really a good enough reason? Then just dig another layer deeper, go a little deeper. Great exercises to do this is to like go in. I like to do journal exercises, because writing, for me at least, helps get things out of my brain and on the paper. And even if I don't even know what's mumbling or jumbling around in there, when I put things on paper, that's what will come out. And so I'll start to write down on paper, like, what's my real reason why? Well, why is it that I don't want to feel bad? I don't want to feel bad about myself. Like, what is that deeper reason why? So finding those good reasons why, and even if you have a good reason why, you can put it in the comments. I would love to hear it. If you're like, hey, is this reason why, like, do I need to go a little deeper? If you have any questions, anything like that, come back here, put it in the comments. I would love to see it. I want to help you get through, dig down into that reason why. everybody's why is going to be different. Even if you have spouses who are trying to get healthy together, which is what my husband and I ended up doing, and our reasons why were very, very different. And, you know, his reason why, I kept thinking like, I don't know about your reason why. And he's like, hey, that works for me. And I'm like, whatever works for you. So it's got to be something that works for you, that feels really good, and that you're going to be able to think about when you choose to do those things over and over and over again. Also, a really good pro tip. Ooh, I'll put it right here. Oh, my sticky notepad is gone. I bet. Oh, no, it doesn't. I thought my daughter, so I did my sticky notepad. Sticky notepads, not this. It says do your taxes. You hopefully don't need to do your taxes, but I do. But you can take a sticky notepad and put it on the refrigerator and put it on the pantry with your reason why. Or you can even just say, like, if you're like, I don't live alone, or, you know, I don't want people to see my reason why, or whatever it is, just put, what's your why? Or why? Like, what's your why? Why are you here? What are you doing? What is your reason for wanting to accomplish whatever health and weight loss goals that is? Is it because, you know, you are trying to rediscover the warrior within? Because that person is in there and she's waiting to come out. If you're struggling right now, definitely not alone. And you know, life hands us hardcore battles. You don't have to battle alone either. I've got a great private group of warrior women that are also doing, it's Warrior Women for Health and Weight Loss. I'm going to put that link in the comments for this video as well if you want to go join a free group full of amazing women. Lots of great tips going in there, and everybody in there just kind of banding together trying to get healthy and lose weight. I also do every other Thursday Confessions of a Food and Sugar Addict in there. So this week is going to be very interesting. I'm still working through a topic, but I think I'm going to do the time I was skinny shamed. Like, I have this whole big story I'm working on right now. But in that group, I do Confessions of a Food and Sugar Addict, which is completely exclusive in that group. You won't see that anywhere else until one day I finish my writing book and you see it on the shelves. But I hope that you got a lot of information for your reason why. I really appreciate you sticking through and watching this entire video. I would love to hear your reason why, like I said, and digging in and finding that good reason why, and finding a reason to show up for yourself. And like I said in the beginning, sometimes that means showing up for somebody else. That could be in the form of an accountability partner, your spouse, your children, whoever it is that you're going to show up for, show up. And then eventually it will become easier and easier for you to show up for yourself. So I love you bunches. I hope that you had an amazing afternoon and time with me, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.